How's it going, friends? I moved. This is my new apartment. I'm liking the way that it's coming out so far. I'm really settling in and feeling good here. It's very helpful to know that I'll be here until like May, so I won't have to move all my stuff until then, which is so nice. In today's video, I want to tell you about the MegaSeries that I came up with. So I'll tell you about what that is, what that means, and then what books are part of it and why I chose them. So right back here, I was blocking it before, there's my bookshelf, and right on top of the bookshelf is my MegaSeries. So I'll go get that. Okay, so first of all, what the heck is a MegaSeries? So the way that I'm defining this, the way that I came up with it, oh, I still have this here. The way that I'm defining this is a series composed of different series. Essentially, it's a trilogy and another trilogy, and then a book or a series of 4 to 6 books that goes between those trilogies. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want to read all of these series at some point, but I don't want to read them all back to back. So I just intermesh them with each other in order to make it more manageable to get through them all and to, enjoy them all nicely spaced out. If you've been following me on other platforms, you definitely know that I've been working on Percy Jackson, the First Law trilogy, and the Lord of the Rings. And those are the series that I chose to make this MegaSeries out of. These are all series that I've wanted to get to at some point. Percy Jackson I wanted to get to because it's just so iconic culturally for my generation, and also the TV show's coming out next year or the year after, I forget, but the TV show's underway and so many people are excited about that and I want to hop on that. I chose The Lord of the Rings because, of course, I haven't read it before. I loved the movies growing up and I just always wanted to read them. And lastly, the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. This is a series that came highly recommended by multiple booktubers and that people in the comments of my TikToks have been suggesting quite a bit. So I definitely want to check that out as well. I've also heard that Joe Abercrombie has fantastic character work, which really drew me to the series. So I'll insert the TikTok here so that you can see what I'm talking about. So you're probably wondering, how far have I gotten so far and how far do I still have to go? So I finished phase 1. Let me show you phase 1 real quick. All right, so phase 1 consists of The Blade itself by Joe Abercrombie, The Lightning Thief, The Fellowship of the Ring, and The Sea of Monsters. So as you can see, I'm doing First Law, Percy Jackson, Lord of the Rings, Percy Jackson. So it'll alternate like that. So phase 1, I already completed. This was most of the summer vacation for me. I think this took me all the way from June until the beginning of August. So I'm currently working on phase 2. I just started phase 2, which means I'm currently reading Before They're Hanged, which is the second book in the First Law trilogy, which I am loving so far. So good so far. The character development is really starting to kick in, which I'm enjoying so much. And the series is really living up to what I expected. So this is such a good book. I almost like it better than the first, maybe. I'll get back to you at the end of this one and I'll let you know. Phase 2 is Before They Are Hanged, The Titan's Curse, The Two Towers, and The Battle of the Labyrinth. So that's phase 2. That's what I'm working on now. We'll set that aside. And then the last one, this is the shortest phase, but probably the most intense because it consists of all of the last books of the series. So phase 3 is Before They Are Hanged, the third and final book of the First Law trilogy, The Last Olympian, the final book in the Percy Jackson series, and The Return of the King, the last Lord of the Rings book. Now, I chose to do this way because that means I'll finish these series back to back to back, which I think will just be such a cool thing to do for all these series, to have like series ender, and just see how that goes. I'm really enjoying this so far, and it's making the task of tackling all these different series a lot more manageable for me. I think I like to have a framework in mind when it comes to this. That said, I don't like TBRs. I've never been a TBR person. I've always been a mood reader, but for some reason, this is working in a way that a regular TBR has never worked for me. I haven't seen the point in stringing together a bunch of standalones and sticking to an arbitrary order. But this makes a lot of sense to me because I really want this payoff of ending each series in succession. So I think that's what's really working for me about this. It has that sort of tangible reward at the end. But yeah, this is a monster. This is probably going to take me well into the fall, especially because I'll sometimes scoot in a couple other books that I want to read in there just so I'm not only reading this all the time. over the summer, I put in a few extras like Psalm for the Wild Built and a prayer for the crown shy. I might do that during the fall with these. But yeah, just a short video tonight. I'm, really tired from from moving and all this stuff. I've been pretty busy, but I wanted to put something out here, and I figured updating you on this would be a cool way to sort of keep you in the loop of what I'm doing. If you didn't know, the Discord server is up and running if you want to talk to other people that are part of this community. And the Patreon is also now public, so you can go support me on there if you would like. That would mean the world to me. Once we hit 15 $1 patrons, we're going to start the book club, which I'm so excited for. So if you're interested in joining the book club, consider supporting me on Patreon. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, peace.